Hey, and welcome back. Sorry about the delay starting there, but we are ready to rumble. I hope Hey, so we do actually have some viewers that aren't us today, so that's nice. Um, but either way, thank you for joining us for this wonderful session of Strixhaven. Real quick, let's do a quick introduction once again. I am your DM. I am Emerson. I go by he, him pronouns. And starting us off in the top left, Trent, why don't you tell us about yourself?
Hello, I'm Trent Wasco, human man. I play Syntax. Uh, Tiefling artificer something. We don't know yet. I'm sure we'll have art up at some point. I'm just here to vibe and drink and play D&D. Wow, wow, wee, wow.
Next, oh yes, because I'm an idiot, let me pull up the artwork that I forget every single time to pull up when people are introducing their characters. This is Syntax.
There they are. I assume. I can't see them. Can you all see them? What are we watching?
Yeah.
Are you guys...
On Roll20 it pops up.
Roll20.
At least it should.
Well, you guys are good players. There they are.
Next, let's go with Dylan. Dylan, why don't you tell us about yourself and your character?
Hello, I'm Dylan. Happy to be back. Play Ryza. They use she, her pronouns. She's a little bit neurotic and fun to be around. Very quiet. And then let's have some fun.
I also realize I am dumb and I accidentally covered up Ryza's token from last session. So let me just... Oh, she's back. Dylan couldn't play with us last session, but my sister joined us, so I just put her token over the Ryza one. But now it's back to normal. Hey, I think
replaced.
I don't think this is the first time we've had everyone back, right? No? Am I a liar?
Yeah.
No, you're right.
Okay, I thought Trent shook his head, and I was like, "Wait, am I making this?"
I was like, "There's far too many people. I don't know what's going on."
That's valid. But next, as far as people go, Deja.
Hi, I'm Deja. I play Karathana. She uses she, her pronouns. She is a half-elf sorceress with wild magic. And every now and then, because her wild magic is tied to her emotions, some weird things happen. Things pop out of nowhere or blow up.
Oh,
shit. Very wild.
Dang it, I forgot to pull it up again. I was all just chilling and listening. I'm like, oh yeah, this is nice.
I was trying to reel it out for you ever since.
I know, I'm sorry. One of these days I'll actually be well timed with this. I was like just sipping on a soda being like, yeah, she is wild. Next is Emily. I almost called you by your character name. Why don't you tell us about yourself?
Hello. My name in real life is Emily. I go by any pronouns, and my character goes by he, him pronouns. Ready, Emerson? My character is 3, 2, 1. Giuseppe! We don't have any artwork. Oh, no! But you know what? Oh, well.
Wait, put up the tech.
Oh yeah, the technical difficulties. Hold on, we have a technical difficulties kobold that I actually have to download. So
okay.
I started on a sketch for Giuseppe, I swear.
No, it's good. It's good. So Giuseppe hasn't been with us.
Giuseppe, fucking token.
Giuseppe hasn't been with us for a while.
Sorry.
So
I'm probably just how your lineup is, Emerson. So
no, no, you're good.
Do I keep going or
yeah,
no?
Keep going. Do whatever.
Well, Giuseppe, imagine a he's small and young and yeah, he's like young for going to school. He's kind of a prodigy, but he's not. He doesn't have like he's book smarts, but he doesn't have a lot of street smarts or really just like survival smarts at all. Very,
Street
he's
smarts.
homeschooled, only child, and he's been very sheltered most of his life. So he's kind of useless in battle, but
What's he
loves
look like?
animals. He's very emotional, very true to whatever emotional state he is in, which also has to do with his seasons. And yeah, it's just kind of socially awkward and new to the world. Yes, that's Giuseppe. Yeah.
The best boy. So in our setting, quote, adulthood is about 16, so that's when most people go to this college. Think of it like medieval, like apprenticeship. But if you show extreme promise, you can attend this school as early as 14, which is Giuseppe's circumstances there. Okay, so I can get the technical difficulties thing, but it will also cause brief technical difficulties. So just nothing's happening. You can actually see it. Okay. Okay, we're good. Nothing happened. Ta-da! Yay! I'm sorry. It was worth it, I swear. I know the stream is delayed for us, so they're now seeing just
my
the
God.
absolute nightmare.
Oh my god. What happened?
I had to switch to a different channel. This is why so we're now using a bot for audio in Discord that is hopefully coming through at least a little bit into the stream. And so I have to remember that if I need to change any of the bot music, I need to do it like from my phone, because if I click here, that will happen. Yeah,
Good.
okay.
We won't tell you, Emerson.
Oh, no, I know. It's going to be great. But now I have technical difficulties uploading to Roll20, so be ready, guys. Next, while this is uploading, which is taking a very long time for no reason. Oh, cool. It gave me an error message. That's actually a little ironic. Okay, cool. There. Next, though, Imagine, why don't you tell us a little bit about thine self?
Yeah, I'll talk about my player, Jerry.
Here is... Oh, shoot. You're right. Dang it. This is technical difficulties on a side note. Courtesy of Jerry, Imagine's character.
Yes.
But yeah. So now I have something to show. But yeah, who is this Imagine we keep hearing about?
God. I'm Jerry, play Imagine, who is a gem dragonborn, street rat. He's very formal despite being a street rat, so people kind of forget that he's wearing rags most of the time, which is really fucking hilarious for me. I mean, yeah, just tall, strong, handsome. It's my character.
Yeah, somehow the one with like the most chaotic backstory and like objectively who has committed the most crimes is like the most in control of the party, which is just absolutely ridiculous. I live for it. I live for it. I love how this is the... Oh, I misread it. Okay. Never mind. I got a little notification that this is the first time chat from viewer Dylan, who is our player. And then I misread it as what Jerry just posted. I thought the first thing that Dylan ever wrote was in all capitals, rock hard ass. And I was like, making a statement.
Probably.
I was like so excited. It was great. I mean, Rock Hard Abs is fantastic as well, but okay. Next, Carly. Who are you?
Hello, I'm Carly. I go by she/they pronouns, and I play little Evie, who goes by she/her pronouns. And
I
he's
love this image.
just a little bundle of pastel and feathers.
And lastly, but not leastly, because that's a word, Melody. Who are
Hi,
you?
I'm Melody. I go by she, her pronouns, and I play Nim, who uses he, him pronouns. I actually have new artwork for him that I
Oh, yes!
posted.
Oh, yeah!
So if you can show that, that'd be cool.
Yes! Okay.
But I love Carly's artwork that she did for him so much.
No, you're right.
So
Hold
much.
on.
It's so good.
Hold on a moment, because I'm gonna have to leave the channel again, so I messed up, guys.
yeah.
Nothing's happening. It's fine. I messed up. I remember when I said we were ready for this session? Apparently I'm a liar. I wasn't
I feel
ready
like we're
at
doing
all.
really well.
I mean, I feel like we're entertaining,
No,
even if
liar.
we're not
It's
doing
just
well.
everywhere.
Okay,
But
cool.
yeah, Nim is a
Yeah.
Hexblood warlock. He's very, very tall boy, dark green skin, long white hair, 4 horns, 6 red eyes. He's about the weirdest boy you've ever seen. He really likes to collect animal specimens in jars and also huff hallucinogenic herbs out of jars for fun.
The usual.
And he wears lots of like teeth necklaces and like earrings that are made from like the paws of animals. He's very into like voodoo kind of
He's
vibe.
got his aesthetic. He knows who he is.
He does. He definitely does. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, and now I'm making a new token for you as well.
Oh, thank you.
Ooh, sorry, your circle background that you put in like matched perfectly with the circle of the token, and I was like,
Ooh.
what? But I may zoom in a little bit just so that we see his full horns.
Ooh. Mm.
Okay.
I also realized that his teeth necklace kind of looks like a puka shell necklace, which also
Yeah.
really adds to his himbo vibe.
It really
Hey
does.
guys, it's me, Nim.
God, I love it.
Just riding the wave of life.
The worst in the best way. Okay. So now that I'm really on top of stuff, with our introductions out of the way, what did we do last session? Well, what is it, Emily? What's going on? Okay, never mind. I saw extreme confusion.
Oh, I thought. Wait. Syntax went right.
Yes,
Or am I just
Yeah,
Trent was our first one.
You're right. I'm just.
No,
you know,
you're good.
having
You're good.
problems with my
No,
brain.
it's literally
Sorry.
my life. You're good. And there we go. He and there. The token updated, and oh my god, it's almost like on stream it was covered, so you didn't see it get replaced. Oh, magic.
Oh.
But yes, we have the new token now. There's no way he bathes with regular water. Yeah,
He
you're not
only
wrong.
bathes in like lakes. That's it.
In gamer girl bathwater.
Oh my god.
Emily didn't know the reference, but her reaction was great regardless. Oh, you know the... Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. You teach high schoolers. You know the reference.
Unfortunately, I know that reference.
Well, don't you wish you just had, like, could just sell water and make money? Not really, actually. It's kind of gross. Okay.
I was gonna say.
Back to the game. Last session, we were doing a really fun frog race in the back of the tavern, or the cafe, technically. And I'm ignoring that last word. The chat. I need to, like, ban a player from chat.
What the?
God, I'm like so distracted. God damn it. The frogs turned monstrous and started attacking everyone. And you guys managed to beat the frogs to death. I think all but one of them quite literally exploded. And then Giuseppe joined back up with you guys. You guys realized that the thing that transformed the frogs and also transformed the like trunks and whatnot during orientation that attacked everyone is this Eldritch Balm, which is used all over campus to strengthen things. But for some reason, some batch seems to have been corrupted somehow. And it seems to be negatively affecting certain things. You also heard rumor of something happening similarly, one other case on campus before students got here. And the groundskeeper may have more knowledge on that, Eudora. You guys decided you would research in the biblioplex as well as poke around with Eudora and try to get to the bottom of this. You guys remember the professor Mavinda telling you guys to sort of leave things alone. But in typical magical school fashion, all of you guys said no. You were crossing your fingers behind your backs. And so you realized, because you guys rolled very high with some arcane checks and whatnot, arcana checks, I should say, that Eldritch Balm essentially, or at least this weird version of it, seems to be kind of transmutation based, but also have hints of necromancy in that it strengthens the agency of an object. Again, in one of your classes, you learned that all, quote, life, and when we say life, we mean like sapient, sentient life, consists of 4 aspects: the self, soul, substance, and agency. And this seems to be increasing the agency aspect. In other words, making things... Yes, ass with an extra S. But there's also a reason why I list all of the S ones first. But yeah, so this seems to be boosting the agency of these things. So the chair gained more agency and essentially turned fake alive for a little bit, or the frogs had more power, more agency in them for a brief amount of time. So you also have contemplated talking to your professor that first mentioned those things to you as well. You're going into your first weekend on campus. It is now Saturday, and your core classes are the only ones that you have not taken yet. And those will be Monday. But other than that, you have been to all of your courses. This weekend, is there anything you guys want to do? Are you guys just kind of gonna hang out, do some research, maybe try to find the groundskeeper? It may take a while to kind of track down the groundskeeper, so you may end up finding them sometime next week as opposed to this weekend, but it all depends on what you guys end up doing. I believe Syntax was going to be spending a lot of this weekend creating cool doodads in their bedroom.
Yeah, they're in the bedroom just cranking it out, Emerson.
Yeah, and Emily has to step away for a moment, but they will be right back. But they...
I have a question.
Yes, go for it. Fire.
Do we
Shoot.
all have our own rooms, or are we rooming?
No, you
with
all have your
another
own
player?
rooms.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't think you were here when I
Okay.
explained the layout of the housing area. So the freshman dorms, think of it as kind of one big round common room with a whole bunch of doors along the outside walls. Those doors are magically enchanted so that when a student opens the door, it will go to their bedroom. Any of the doors.
Like Twisted Wonderland. Got it.
Yes, exactly. Actually, that's a very good example. There's like 10 doors or whatever all around, more so for the sake of not like clogging it up if everyone's trying to get in and out of their rooms at the same time. Any of the doors work, and this central common room has kind of like those round couches, couch pit, tables, fun, nice stuff, a little fireplace, an area where you can study, little private desks, and because it's magical, areas like the study desks are mildly the other sounds in the area, all that stuff. Anyone can invite someone to their bedroom. You know what I mean. Their room, but again, they're the one who has to open the door. It just senses you opening the door.
Vampire rules.
Pretty much, actually. But I mean, there are vampires
Ironically,
here,
there's
so
a whole vampire thing.
yeah. But yeah. So yes, you all have your own rooms, and those you can effectively decorate however you see fit. Think of them as kind of a typical sized room. So I will leave that open to your artistic vision. Feel free to explain it should we ever go there. But yeah. From a mechanical standpoint, you all leveled up after this week. So after the fight with the frogs and sort of coming into your own at the beginning of the school year, you have reached level 2. So this weekend, we can not roleplay something unless you guys have something in mind, or we can move on to the start of the next week. So this is how a lot of the game is going to go, is we will reach a sort of time period, and if there's nothing that you guys are super hard pressed to do, we're going to kind of generally gloss over it a little bit, just because we've got a whole academic years to get through, you know?
We're on week 1.
Yeah, and this is session 7. We have averaged 1 session per day. That's a lie, because we're actually only 5 days in, guys. But yeah, still, if you guys have a scene in mind or something very specific you want to do this weekend, let me know. If you say stuff like you're studying, you're doing whatever, all that stuff, just keep in mind what your character's doing, and it may have lasting effects come future things. Like if you spend every single weekend studying, you'll probably do a little bit better on your tests, right? If you spend every weekend carousing with people, you'll probably be really good at picking up social information and kind of working the crowd and just generally being known around campus. Stuff like that. But unless you have a very specific scene in mind, do you want to just give a quick sort of general what is people doing this weekend? Because I know Trent has an idea for his character, what is Syntax doing this weekend?
Oh, Syntax said goodbye to everyone, and he is not coming out of his room until class. He will not go bother anyone. Yep. Locked in, they're working on lots of magical things, and if you knock on their door, which I guess you can't really do.
You can. Sorry. So if you essentially think of a student and then approach the door, it'll be not locked, but you can like knock on it, and it's like knocking on their door.
Fun. Yeah, I mean, unless somebody bugs, they're not coming out.
Cool.
As for what they make and stuff, we'll reveal when that needs to be revealed.
Next up, how about, does anyone else have any plans for this weekend, or are they just kind of getting used to campus life?
I have a question.
I know.
Jerry, fire, and then Deja will.
So about the whole, basically the work study Imogene has with the Ambrose, is that a passive thing, or do I have to initiate that?
That is a, oh, dang it. Okay, I was adjusting volume and I forgot it showed up. That is a pseudo passive thing. So I was gonna mention, you can choose not to go, but there will be ramifications, right?
He would go whenever scheduled.
Yeah.
I just want to put that out there. Whenever it's scheduled, he will show up.
Okay, and I will say it's probably like Monday, Wednesday, Friday evenings. It's probably like every other, and then like one day on the weekend is more of a strenuous 3 to 4 hour session, probably on a Saturday. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Saturday. Again, should an event or something arise, we're not going to make it so you can't participate. But the idea is that it's pretty much every other evening for about an hour or so, except for in the weekend when it's longer.
So he would normally attend.
Okay, cool. So for those who do not remember, why did I say it like that? Oh, did I upgrade? I thought I uploaded his artwork. Let me grab it. I think I just didn't make the official document for the character. But you are training with an individual who is objectively one of the prettiest students, Killian Liu.
Oh.
It's a 60 man.
He is a second year and is the twin brother of Nora. He does not talk about personal matters as he trains with you. He is the son of the Dean of Shadow, and very much so is very serious in his academic pursuits, to the point of all of you have not really seen him at any of these social locations on campus. So, for the sake of Saturdays being your longer session, roll a...
Jeez.
You're a monk, so you're not necessarily doing magic in the sense of casting spells. Roll a dexterity check for me to kind of just symbolize how this session went for you.
Okay.
So this, act like it's a... Yeah, perfect. That's a 12. It's a little hard to see on our stream, but that is a 12. That's above a 10. We're starting off, so that's you're holding your own. He obviously has no intent to hurt you or anything, but he's also not particularly holding back. So he kind of explains to you the procedure of how this works, of how you were chosen in part because you were able to kind of will yourself out of the pain of some of this shadow magic, which tends to attack your emotions somewhat. And that while Killian is very good at attacking, and he is very good, to put it mildly, he is definitely a glass cannon if someone were to classify him in a kind of combat situation. Part of the goal of why you are training with him is that hopefully he can take some of your learn some of resiliency from you, if that makes any sense. You're not just there as a punching bag, but it's a little bit that way. He is a year older than you, so he does know more advanced magic. But again, so long as you attend these regularly, you will be able to take the Silver Quill student background that gives you access to spells at the end of this semester, as opposed to at the end of the following semester. Okay, so that was your weekend. Nothing all that crazy. You probably are pretty sore the following day. Anyone else doing anything? I believe Deja was going to say something, and then I kind of got sidetracked. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I know. I know you said it doesn't necessarily require a scene, but Kaerthana wants to go and see about getting a job at the Fire Jolt. So.
Perfect. That actually was something I had meant to mention. Thank you for reminding me. If anyone is trying to get an on-campus job, this weekend is kind of the weekend to do that. So, let's go over to the Fire Jolt briefly. Other people, I believe, are wanting to work at the campus magic labs. Was anyone else... so we have 2 people on the campus magic labs. We have the Fire Jolt. Remind me, what were other people's career interests? If there were any. Biblioplex. Okay, cool. So let's do the Fire Jolt, then we'll do Campus Magic Labs, then Biblioplex. Does that sound good for people?
Yeah.
And then I'm forgetting,
Working
was
9 to
Evelina
5.
trying to get a job as well? Or was she just kind of enjoying life as a student?
She's gonna take it easy this year, but probably look for a job another time.
No worries. And do keep in mind you can try to get jobs whenever. It's just if you get that kind of first choice one. Okay, we are at the Fire Jolt Cafe. Again, the Fire Jolt is a wonderful little hoppin' place. As per usual, Mina Lizana tends to be working. She's friends with Imogene and is casual friends with all of you. And the boss is also here. Elena Tanglewood. She is a... hold on, let me go to the chapter that actually explains her properly. I believe she is a... she is a elf mage. She has that look that's very typical of elves, where she could be multiple hundred years old or still barely a graduate herself. She seems rather no-nonsense, and she works both mixing drinks and waiting tables just as much as Mina Lee does. She doesn't seem like the type of employer to just sit on her haunches and let other people do the work. You introduce yourself, to which she greets you with one of those handshakes where you grasp the forearms. And it's a pleasure to meet you. You're wanting to work here, correct?
Yes, I am.
Any particular talents? Are you a server, barista? What are you looking to do, darling?
Well, I used to help brew a lot of herbs, medicinal herbs, for my family's business, so I imagine I'd be able to work a bit better as a barista.
Very good. Are you, not to be, I suppose, blunt, but do you find yourself a bit more shy or a bit more outgoing? I can have you work as a barista almost exclusively, if you'd prefer not to have to wait tables directly, but you may be running around quite a bit behind the little booth there.
Mine either. I would say I'm probably fairly neutral in between outgoing and shy. I don't mind talking to people.
Well, perfect. To be honest, when you man the booth there, some people get drinks to go, and, well, oftentimes whoever's brewing back there also ends up taking their orders. So if that works for you, I won't be putting you on table duty, but you will be running the to-go orders, pretty much. Does that work for you?
Yes, thank you.
Well, I'm happy to have you on the team. She puts her hands on her hips and beams at you. She definitely has the vibe of, like, she's obviously a mage, but the way that she, like, has a bracer on one of her arms and all this stuff gives you the idea that, like, she probably can hold her own in a fight, like a physical fight. Like, she has that vibe of, like, the like, I guess, the small but, like, tight muscle. Do you know what I mean? Where she's like a whip, not a, you get what I mean. The, whatever. Also, the artwork is literally her decking a knoll. But, besides that, yeah. And yes, as per usual, everyone in this game is attractive. Tommy, mommy, why? Jerry!
It's gonna
Be
that.
still my heart. But yeah, she has the aura of an elf, but she's not the she's just very clearly like a wood elf, not the haughty high elf stereotype. And her proclivity to get down and dirty in the job, right? Like she's not leaving it to other people, makes you think that she is in fact a wood elf, not high elf, because high elf tends to delegate. If one were to generalize. Yeah, she might be single. We don't know.
Kareth and I asked if she's single. Ask your boss if she's single.
But yeah, again, all of these characters exist. You can build relationships, be them friendship relationships or whatever else, with any character that I introduce, right? Like, even if you guys want to start making Mark plot relevant, then I just have to find artwork for Mark.
Mark.
But I feel like Mark benefits from being liminal and not really existing. So, but yeah, so your job is pretty straightforward. You'll get 5 gold a week. I believe that was the proper amount. I could be off on that number, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you're right.
Thank you. I just don't have the doc right in front of me. So you'll get 5 gold a week, not starting this week, but the following week. And the idea is kind of a lot like Jerry. You're working at least kind of every other day. So you can determine your workday properly, or we can just kind of say generally that you're working every other day, find out kind of on a week-to-week basis what days those are. Others, like Mina Lee, who is the assistant manager, works a lot more regularly than a lot of the other employees. But yes, congratulations. You are a barista at the Fire Jolt Cafe. Meanwhile, at the on-campus Magic Labs, the Magic Labs in general, while every college has laboratories, and there are some in Central Campus, the, quote, Magic Labs, the ones where very intense research and whatnot goes on, tend to be on Quandrix campus. As such, to get a job at the Magic Labs, one gets a job on Quandrix campus. Most of the Magic Labs, let me zoom in here for our viewers to our little map here. Most of the Magic Labs are in the Arithmodrome, which is a very interesting location of kind of this geometrically constructed water creations that are folding and changing in and on themselves. Much of the Arithmodrome apparently was the product of various research in the Magic Labs. The music is building in volume.
The Arithmodrome!
So I hope for those watching the stream it's not too loud. If it is, please just put it in chat and I can adjust volume accordingly. But the Quandrix Arithmodrome dynamic sculptures made of water behaving in odd ways. So one water structure is, once you step inside, is actually a space that is larger on the inside than the outside. And it's within this...
It's made of water?
Yes, the building is made of water.
We need to do this scene.
Yes, yeah, you will. Don't worry.
Because our two idiots are just going to stare at it. Okay.
Is Syntax also working in the Magic Labs?
Yeah, so I imagine we would have gone together. The only difference, so he only comes out to go to look for a job when you ask. He's got like a silver arm crutch under like one hand, which he refuses to talk about. But I like to imagine it just starts with us just like right in front of this gigantic wall of moving water, Emerson?
So it is a large cube of water about 10 feet on each side. So it's not that big.
Oh, it's not actually that big.
But the amount of people going in and out of it
Yeah.
makes absolutely no sense for how small it is.
I require that we have to have this stupid.
Yeah, go for
just
it.
us both looking at it from like a small distance and being like, how are they all? I don't think we could all fit in there.
Nim just runs into the giant water block
No way.
immediately.
Gosh. Okay.
I love it. As you're running at the block,
begrudgingly, yeah.
the water parts ways right when you would run into the surface of it.
Nim's gonna hold out his hands like, I'm doing this.
I am magic. Syntax
So,
is just gonna like flinch, like, I don't want to get wet.
Emily, what you're missing is people are grabbing their on-campus jobs. So we have 2 people who are getting jobs at the on-campus magic labs, which are the like intense magic labs are within the Arithmodrome in Quandrix campus. The Arithmodrome is this sort of oscillating, weird geometric shapes made out of water. One of which is a cube, 10 foot by 10 foot. By 10 foot, because cubed.
3 dimensions.
Yeah, so you guys step into the Arithmodrome, and as you step in, I was about to make a really nerdy reference, but you both have played Kingdom Hearts, right?
Kingdom Hearts, of course.
But go.
Okay, but Kingdom Hearts has lots of like weird spaces that are just like strangely expansive and like have no walls, and like whole cutscenes happen in like inside of someone's heart where it's just like a big open space. Like it's weird. That's what this is kind of like. You step in and it's apparently boundless theory space that seems to sort of suspend the rules of reality a little bit. You see a whole bunch of doorways that are just kind of floating everywhere. Think like Danny Phantom Ghost Zone kind of vibes. And all these doors, like it's very much so an Escher vibe where there's doors, there's stairs that seem to go from nowhere that started as, mist and then is now physical stairs and then turned back to mist before your eyes. All this weird oscillating stuff. You guys were instructed that like Magic Lab 17A is in looking for new assistants or whatever. So eventually you find that specific door. And as you step in, the room inside is wholly generic. This room... This room itself has that kind
absolutely
of like...
pissed at that.
Yeah. This room looks like kind of a high school like science lab, right? It has like the black countertop. There's the like jars on the far side. There's, like a skeleton on a rack somewhere that is a real skeleton. But like, it has like very much...
over to it immediately.
Oh no. Okay, you go over to it.
What type of skeleton? What's the creature?
It's definitely like humanoid. So kind of like how, an anatomy class might have like the dummy skeleton. It's just in this case, it looks real. But yeah, there's also like beakers and a whole bunch of stuff lining the back wall. So it looks like a well-equipped science lab, but it really is a lab. Compared to how extravagant and strange the Arithmodrome is as a whole, This room feels very underwhelming considering the process to get here. Inside, some of you, actually neither of you guys, so I'm happy about that. They're my favorite. Neither of you guys have... Oh, hold on. Wrong teacher.
Is that another fucking animal teacher? Because every teacher is an owl or a bear.
I was gonna make it be the bear again, but I realized I actually have a teacher for this, even though I really wanted it to be the bear. A woman is in there, and you're not sure if she was there the whole time or not. But you get the feeling she was. Oh, wrong button.
Ooh.
She's not obviously riding the fractal horse and with the
Welcome.
fractal bird right now.
We missed that whole
Aw.
thing.
Well, no, she will have the fractal bird. She will have that. It'll be like sitting on a little perch, very like Fox the Phoenix in Dumbledore's office, right in the corner of the lab. She wears this bright, sort of cobalt blue outfit that looks very fractally, almost folded, and is trimmed in this golden, what looks to be quite literally gold edging on this outfit. She walks up to you and smiles as she extends a hand out to the side for her bird to fly to. It lands on it, and the bird and her both look at you both very quizzically, both turning their heads in unison, kind of looking at you.
Nim is holding the skeleton's hand, just like, hello.
The woman looks over at the bird and simply says, "What do you think? Do you think they'll do?" "Yes, I agree." She lets the bird fly off, and then turns back to you. "Are you two the new employees in the magic lab? I heard some
Nim
were
just nods.
interested."
Did we get a job because the bird said we got a job?
"Oh, no. No.
Well, either way,
roll
yes.
wisdom
We're
saves,
the-
both of you guys.
No, we're actually Nim.
Hold on, is it a wisdom save? Let me double check. Roll a wisdom save regardless. If it's not a wisdom save, it will be in this circumstance.
Gotta wait for D&D Beyond. Figure that out.
Did mine go?
Oh, I lied. It's not a wisdom save, but it is now because I made both of you guys roll them.
What was it?
Charisma save.
Oh, that would have been way better for me. And we both rolled great anyways.
Yeah, you both rolled well. That's why I say just keep it. You could feel, as the bird takes off, a sort of wave of energy wash over both of you. The bird said nothing. I just like acting like it spoke to me. In truth, what mattered was what it just did when it left. Tell me, do either of you have a ulterior motive to working in these magic labs? Is there a experiment that would otherwise be illegal that you are hoping to pursue? Simple
Not
yes
at the
or no will
moment,
suffice. Simple yes or no.
but maybe.
Yes or no, please.
No,
Is that a
No.
lie?
it's not a.
Nim, is that a lie?
It is a lie.
Okay, Nim, I need you to roll a charisma save for me.
Great.
With you can have a I'm gonna add a have advantage because you did well on the wisdom save to notice something magical happened.
Can you repeat the question again? Because mine.
Do
might
you have
also
any
be wrong.
ulterior motives for working at these magic labs? Pursuit of
Yeah,
any magic
syntax.
that would be illegal?
Okay, that's better.
Syntax doesn't know, but it probably is a lie.
Okay. So you
That's
got
a lot
a
better.
17. If Syntax feels like they're lying, roll a charisma save.
No. Okay. They don't. No, they don't. They don't feel like they're lying. I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let me double check something.
Fucking Nim. What's your
I'm
problem?
afraid that's not high enough.
What'd you roll?
17.
17. It should be high enough. Let me just double check. Yes.
That I want you to
So, she just looks at you both and nods. Very well. Will you aid anyone in any illegal experiments or otherwise procure resources that you would otherwise not have access to due to working here in the magic labs?
So I'm going to stop you right there. Because I'm not going to work for somebody who's just going to go barking orders without us giving a chance to understand why.
Oh, don't you worry. I will fully explain things first. I cast a zone of truth on you, so first I'm making sure that I get the truthful responses to my yes or no questions, and then we can discuss. It doesn't matter what your answer is so much that you are doing so truthfully.
Well, it's all this strange hypothetical of, in a very important situation, I probably would steal from here if it really mattered.
She looks at you, and you can see there's a little glint in her eye. Like, not like
Okay.
she likes you. Like this is, you're making a good impression,
what?
but she's acting like you're not.
Yeah.
She just kind of like
Oh my
looks at you with that like I should say that this is bad, but like this student is smart. Like, I'm glad they kind of have some ethic, right? Kind of the like I can't say I wouldn't steal something if like the fate of the world require, you know what I mean, stuff like that. So she's like a smart kid. But like trying not to show that.
Yeah, it's too dumb to realize that they don't have good wisdom.
Again, what matters is truth. There are some very, very restricted materials in these on-campus magic labs, and should the wrong student be given access, it could prove problematic. I already know about your circumstance, she says, looking at Nim directly. I have been fully warned, and I still feel that it would not be hazardous to have you here.
Great.
But do know that I do know your full circumstance, so should any materials pertaining to the type of magic you have explored in the past go missing, you will be a prime suspect, unfortunately. Just a full warning, I would love to have you as an employee, as I think what is better to prove one's dedication to the magical arts than being given the tools to do so. Right? Working at the campus magic labs is a wonderful opportunity that can give you unparalleled access, and also great opportunities to work alongside professors on their personal research.
Nim just nods.
So, again, we can dismiss that last question I asked, as our little conversation can kind of suffice for a yes or no for that. This is the one that matters most of all, and to understand, I orchestrated this spell specifically for this question in mind. Do you have any connection with anti-Strixhaven sentiment or the Auric organization?
No.
Nim doesn't know what that is.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you say no? Do you say you don't know what that is?
Yeah, he's just like, I don't know what that is.
She kind of like, well, while that is an issue to unpack in and of itself, I sense that both of you are not telling a lie in this statement, and that is what matters most here. She claps her hand, and the bird disappears in a kind of poof of, but clasps, I guess, not claps. And the bird like poofs into little like shards of fractal light. Very well. On my end, you both seem quite adequate to work here in the campus labs. Now comes your end. Is there anything you would like to discuss? Would you... any comments, concerns about working here? Would you like to know what the job itself entails? Or are you
Please.
simply... Very well. So the campus magic labs, these in particular, are used more so by faculty and higher division students to pursue magics that are right on the cusp of legality or the bleeding edge of progress. As such, we keep them locked within the Arithmodrome because that strange liminal space you walked through to get here helps mitigate any lasting repercussions that could occur due to catastrophic magical failure. If it
So if it explodes, it's not going to break everything.
No, it
'cause
will
it's in
simply
the-
destroy
just
this
the cube.
micro-dimension.
Oh, okay.
So everyone in this room will not do well. But if it is, let's say, a cataclysmic unraveling of the weave itself, it will not spiral out beyond the bounds of the Arithmodrome proper.
That's good. I thought this room was really dumb, but now it makes a lot of sense.
Think of it as a demi-plane of sorts. A little folded piece of reality that all but the most potent magics cannot escape.
Okay, so what are we going to be doing? You said helping with the research itself?
Well, as
Being an
first,
extra set of hands?
to be completely honest, yes. As first years, and not dedicated to a college proper, I doubt any professor will directly take you on as an apprentice or an assistant. However, cleaning up after various experiments, making sure that all contaminants are properly disposed of, making sure that the magics of the Arithmodrome are up and running, and that nothing can escape any demi-plane herein. Little things like that. Think of it as... Wow, this doesn't sound very spectacular, but a glorified magical janitor.
That sounds fantastic.
That's good.
I'm fine with that. That's fair. You don't know us. We don't know we're doing it. You want to know why I love all of this?
Please.
We skipped over names because that can come later. We learned a lot more interesting stuff just by passing over that first. By the way, my name is Syntax.
Oh yes, apologies. That's actually my fault. I sometimes get ahead of myself. I already know that your
Yeah, I
syntax and
like
your
that.
nim.
Oh.
I just again, they passed your information on to me already. But I am Dika. I primarily focus on fractal theory. But so I suppose if either of you take Quandrex courses in Fractalcraft, then I will probably be your professor for that. If not, my secondary job here is to maintain the staff of the Arithmodrome and campus labs.
I have some interest in Quandrix. Can you give a very brief rundown of fractal theology? Ooh.
Close. So fractal theory stems from the idea that all life, all of its four core aspects, if you have taken a Witherbloom intro course, I know Tavash...
We're doing that.
Good. Tavash loves pounding that in day one. But it, nevertheless, is an important aspect to magic. But all life consists of four aspects. Not all life has all aspects, but I suppose... I hesitate to say highest form of life, because that adds a bit of value where there may not be. But the form of life that we, on in society tend to deem the highest tends to have all four: substance, self, agency, and fuck, I said it out of the
Soul,
order.
soul,
Thank you.
and soul.
I said it out of order, and
I
my
pay
brain was
attention in
just like,
class.
I
You said it earlier today. And
yeah,
I was
I
like,
know.
oh, I remember.
Yeah. Soul is what tends to define a humanoid, as oftentimes used, but it's people. It's something that when it dies, its soul will move on to the outer realms to reside thereafter in the nine hells, for example, if you are less good, or Mount Celestia, for example, if you are. Those other aspects, however, are all mathematical. And what I mean by that is they're all aspects of the weave itself. If you were to twist and tangle and tie the weave in certain patterns, you would be able to create any of those aspects. Witherbloom doesn't work on creating those aspects. Witherbloom transmutes those aspects. It pulls from one to create another, or it enhances one by pulling that same aspect from other sources.
It's moving energy.
Exactly. We don't work on moving energy. Fractal theory is about taking the weave itself and creating from the weave. That's why conjuration, schools of magic, tend to fall a bit more along our lines, whereas necromancy and transmutation tends to fall a bit more along Witherbloom's lines. Now, fractal theory is, quite simply, the idea that all of those aspects can be created from the weave. There's a more extreme version of fractal theory called the animus theorem, which is a unsolvable equation that postulates that a soul it as well could be crafted from the weave. But again, this is an unsolvable theory and has so far been proven impossible.
So you don't know if it's possible to craft a soul?
It is considered impossible at this point in time. Every attempt to do so has been met with catastrophic failure and is, in fact, the reason why this arithmodrome exists.
Is it illegal?
Very much so. It is probably the most illegal form of magic that exists. And that is simply because if it is done incorrectly, the errors can be cataclysmic.
So, would it be considered illegal if done correctly?
I see what your question is. And to be completely honest, that is why some faculty on campus have been given express permission to explore the animus theorem, but only in very strict and controlled settings, such as in the arithmodrome.
Are you one of those teachers?
I aid in that. It's actually above me as well. The only person with direct, well, I suppose direct ability to pursue that is our Dean of Theory, Ibrahim.
Oh.
I do work alongside him. I provide much of the fractal side of things. I am an expert when it comes to crafting all of the other aspects of life, but soul itself and the animus theorem is a specialty of the Dean's, and he is the only one who really deems what is necessary when it comes to pursuing that. If you get his approval, in obviously documented approval, you will be able to pursue the animus theorem in the direction he explains and tells you to pursue. Anything outside of that is very, very illegal.
Is he the Dean of Quandrix?
Yes, the Dean of Theory. The Dean of Substance is Kian. She also works on this, but she tends to be bridging more into the actual manifestation of the formula, whereas both myself and Ibrahim more deal with the formula itself.
All right. Thank you for answering all of our questions. This has been a very interesting day. Yeah, I'll clean up
We
your
have one
magic
more question.
stuff.
Very well. Again, some projects will require non-disclosure agreements, but most of them are not an issue, and you typically will not be cleaning up projects like that until you get a bit more experience under your belt, as they say.
Can I ask you one more thing?
Of course.
What's the auric? Because I don't think I'm going to learn it from anyone else.
It's a good question. The Auric are a anarchist organization that wishes to topple Strixhaven. They feel that
Oh, that sounds
Strixhaven's...
bad.
It is not great. They feel as though Strixhaven's regulation of magic is stifling and limits the growth and potential of all living beings. For example,
Oh, well, that kind of
they...
makes sense.
It may make sense, but ultimately, there's a reason why we regulate magic. For example, it is said that Dampier, the subspecies of humanoid that requires sustenance from other living beings, is the result of a failed attempt to solve the animus equation. Such prolific ramifications, while it has allowed these individuals with Dampier blood to stay alive, it's not hard to assume that one step further in the calculation and it could have erased all of those beings from existence. Because of this danger with magic, and because of the calamity that sparked the end of the previous age, Strixhaven tries to regulate magic for the safety of all, not for the maintaining of power or the like, as the Auric may argue. The goal is that we rely on the wisdom of those founding dragons, as well as professors here who have been educated, to deem what is safe and what is not safe magic for the masses. The Auric have their reasoning, but ultimately, it's a fool's errand. Regulation is what keeps people safe. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you for answering that.
Well, she looks at a very intricate timepiece on her wrist, and then looks back at you all. Unfortunately, I do have to be going. Assuming that you both do want to take the job, I can write up contracts briefly, and we can get going. You'll approximately work about half of the week in the evenings, as it typically does not conflict with classes. Does that work for you? 5 gold a week?
That's fine. Thank you.
Sounds great.
Very well. She drafts up the documents for you guys, has you sign them, and then has you guys go on your way.
All right. Thank you. I look forward to learning more about all of this.
Very good. The best assistants here are the ones that are inquisitive. After all, that's the best way to stop being an assistant and become an actual research partner.
Does Tavash work in here?
Occasionally, yes. Though much of the Witherbloom professors prefer to be a bit more hands-on in Sedgemoor proper. But should an experiment require the separation that these demi-planes allow, then yes, he does work in here.
All right. I think we'll see you later in the week.
Very well. Have a good first weekend on campus.
You as well. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you. You see her, what looks like, just walk through the wall. And it just kind of, the wall like shatters like it's like ice shards for a second, but it's a bit more mathematical than that. Like there's an actual like fractal pattern to how it breaks, but as she like walks through it, it shatters and then like reknits itself. And you can assume that's probably how she got into the room when you guys didn't see her at the beginning. But yeah, she just walks through the wall and is gone.
The second she's gone, Syntax immediately goes like boom and looks at Nim and goes, "We're talking on the way home."
They're gonna be like, Nim needs to talk to Syntax after they leave.
Okay, you guys are walking back. Feel free to talk. And then again, everyone else,
Yeah, sorry.
for the sake of just keeping it balanced between people,
Keeping it real.
we will get back to that conversation. Is there anything else anyone would like to do today on campus? Any jobs, any students they want to hang out with, anything like that? Or we can do this conversation and then move on to the beginning of next week. I will take your incredibly talkative silence as a let's go with the conversation. Nim and Syntax, Nimtax, Tim. Nope, didn't
Nim-
work.
Syntax. Ooh, that's
Just
that's a
Nimtax. Ship
Nimtax
name.
is a ship name, and I kind of hate it.
Okay, so as we're walking, I assume it's like really nice gardens, and then we start making our way across like those really big bridges back to the central campus.
Exactly, yeah.
Cool.
I'll move us back to Central Campus as you're talking.
Syntax is just gonna stare at Nim after like a while of normal talk and then give the look of like, and we'll wait. Do you? So, I feel like the fact that that professor knew exactly who you were and knew that there was something that there's like some red flags going off that I'm curious about more than anything. Do you eat people?
No. Well, at least I haven't gotten the opportunity to, but I don't think I'd like it.
Did you do like a bad magic thing and now you're like on a bunch of paperwork? And like a little
If I-
steps a little farther away.
If I told you, you probably wouldn't want to be my friend anymore.
Oh no, I want to be your friend more than anything now.
Well, I did a really illegal spell that they got wind of.
Ooh. Okay, I haven't seen you really do magic before, so a legal spell. What was it? You ate some, but no, you just said you didn't.
Accident. Look, I was very young, and my mother was really sick, and she was dying, and I did what I thought was necessary, but it didn't work. And she died because of me. And the affiliations that I made in order to save her. It's why I look like this, and well, they heard about it, despite me going into hiding for about 10 years.
That doesn't seem like you did a bad thing.
Yeah.
And I like how you look. Do you not?
Aw.
My mother was horrified, disgusted even. So no, I don't.
F in the chat? Aw.
Well, you did your best for her.
She
And
died
if
because of me. If I hadn't
You
made
said
the
she was
deals
very
I made,
sick?
if I hadn't made the deals I made, then she might still be alive.
Did somebody trick you?
Tears will sort of well up in Nim's eyes, and he'll look away.
Yeah. Syntax is not registering.
I was a child and I made an irrational decision. And the being took advantage of that. So I suppose, yes, I was tricked.
I think that's just life. I think that children make irrational decisions from what I've seen, and it almost honestly sounds like you really didn't make many choices that weren't already there, laid out before you.
Suppose so, but in the end, really it was my own stupidity. You were never a child, were you, Syntax?
I want to say no.
So someone created your soul.
See, I don't know if I have one, which is something we're on. I think the answer doesn't matter to what you're actually asking.
Suppose not. You want to know if you have a soul?
I want to know how to find my creator again. Because there are some things I need help with, and I certainly depend on them. And a lot of things that we've already talked about this week are concerning me. I probably shouldn't be telling you this, considering you make bad choices.
Why? I'm not going to tell anyone. Who would I tell?
Why wouldn't you tell on me?
Why would I tell on you?
Because then you would have something against me and you could use it to do things to gain. I don't know.
Is that how your brain works, Syntax?
Sometimes, yes.
I have nothing to gain from you. I hardly know you.
Maybe you're not using your brain enough then.
Maybe.
I still want to be
Maybe I
friends,
just don't
though.
care. I do also want to be friends, but your problems are just that. Your problems. I do hope that you find the answers you're looking for, because I certainly don't have them.
What are you looking for yourself?
That's a good question. Power, maybe.
Did you lie back there when they told us that we had to tell the truth?
Yes.
You probably have more power than you think. I don't think she knew that you were lying.
Maybe. She said she did put a truth spell, and obviously that didn't work, so maybe you're right.
Well, if you figure out what you want, I'd be curious to know more.
I hope I do figure out what it is that I want. If you want, I can try to help you with what it is you're looking for. I honestly don't know very much about anything.
I think right now it's a lot of sit and listen and figure out. I'm surprised you don't want either revenge on this person who tricked you or to bring your dead mother back. Both things that I think most people would be concerned about.
I don't think I can bring her back. I don't. The state she was in when I had to kill her myself. No one would want to live that way.
I guess you'd have to fix yourself first because she was repulsed by you anyways. It's a lot of
Yeah.
steps. Huh.
It's a lot.
Well, I don't think anyone here is bothered by how you look.
Thanks. I suppose if they were, that's their problem.
Exactly.
I think you look pretty cool too.
I didn't get to choose that, but I think it was all very intentional.
It's interesting how you have a creator, not a god or whatever else people believe in. I hope you do find them, so that you can ask them the questions that you need answers to.
We'll see. I think that's enough talking for now. I have to think.
Okay.
We're gonna end the stop fucking scene
Yeah.
now, I
Good.
guess.
I mean, that was good. Real
Wow.
quick, Nim, I need you to make a charisma saving throw for me.
Oh, wisdom?
You die.
Charisma saving throw.
I'm not gonna lug his ass all the way back. I'm not strong enough. No dying.
Oh, damn.
Okay. I was gonna say I think the audio cut out right when you were saying what it was.
I was waiting until it showed up in chat.
Oh, nice, nice. You have a headache for the rest of the day.
That checks out.
That was with a natural 20. I feel like you lucked out there. Holy cow.
Yeah, I never get nat
The
20s.
easiest way to explain it, well, no, you nat 20'd. If you have a headache because it feels like something's trying to get into your head.
Yeah.
And you're
that checks
keeping it out.
Good to know.
Fun.
Cool. So, as our weekend progresses, sorry, fucking Jerry. The weekend moves forward. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. That's why I can't select that. It is now Sunday.
Ooh.
And Monday rolls around. This is your first day of a full week of classes. Now, the first week, it was orientation day on Monday. So this is your first day properly going to your essentially mandated intro courses. Specifically, this is your first time going to... Sorry, the page I had up, but then I clicked to the tab and it reloaded it, and now it's taking forever. So I'm like just trying this. Okay. This is your first time going to your General Studies 1 Magical Regulation and Arcane Ethics course, as well as your General Studies 2 Magical Physiologies course. All of you are in the same class, as well as a handful of other first years that you guys have seen throughout last week. Let's move you to Central Campus, library. That's what I mean to move you to. So the library, your first class is your Arcane Ethics. This class, Magical Regulation and Arcane Ethics, is taught in one of the small amphitheaters connected to the library biblioplex proper. Inside, you step in and you see faces that you're familiar with. As to no one's surprise, Quintelius is there, as well as a face that only really the Witherbloom students recognize, Aurora Luna Winterstar, who is a Dampier. Apparently she's really into music. The professor, so for Trent, who just got back, this class, you have Aurora in it from the Witherbloom course, as well as Quintelius.
Fuck.
The professor has been here and is sort of sitting at their desk writing documents. And one of you knows who this is. Specifically, Nim knows who this is. He looks over at the classroom with a face that looks like he's already disappointed in you all. And checks a parchment. And once a few more students trickle in, he seems satisfied with whatever he's looking at, which you're assuming is probably the attendance sheet, and then stands up and looks out at everyone. Hello. My name is Nils. I am a professor of Silverquill and the discipline enforcer here at Strixhaven. Hopefully, none of you will ever have to encounter me in said profession. I prefer to... Well, I want you all to reach your fullest potential here on campus. I will be teaching you about Strixhaven this semester. Why she exists, why magical regulation exists, and essentially the ethics of spellcasting. I know it's not a particularly exciting topic, but I believe all of you can benefit immensely from understanding and acknowledging the ethics in all of your actions and all of your spell casting. For example, in eons past, necromancy has had a negative connotation. But we understand that, like any other type of magic, there are ethics involved. You can use necromancy unethically, but you can also use evocation unethically, transmutation unethically. The key is understanding and comprehending what the ethics of a specific spell, specific magic, is. This class should help give you the groundwork to be able to start contemplating these difficult questions in your day-to-day magical lives. I will also be teaching you where Strixhaven lies in the regulation and enforcement of these ethics. And I will be discussing the history of the infamous organization known as the Auric. Why they exist, what they believe, and why they are dangerous because of what they believe. There are good people who have fallen to the Auric's cause because it's enticing. But we must fall back on our ethics to understand why it is incorrect. He goes on to ramble a bit more about ethics and being a good person and all of these kind of buzzwords, if you will. And before long, the class is coming to an end. He looks out at the whole classroom before saying, "Are there any questions over anything I have mentioned today? Any comments, concerns?"
What do you do to discipline people?
I simply am in charge of disciplinary actions. It is myself, as well as professors who are involved in whatever predicament the student has gotten themselves involved in. And it is up to me, much like a judge in some countries, to deem your punishment for your transgression. I consider myself a lenient man, but the crime, if it is a crime, well, I will not treat you any differently simply because you're students if you commit or do something heinous.
Have you executed a student before?
Most certainly not. If a circumstance ever gets to where a student needs to be expelled or otherwise dealt with, we have means to ensure the student cannot pursue any magical endeavors ever again.
Do you cut off their hands?
We cut off their connection to the weave.
You could just do that?
It is a difficult procedure, and not something done lightly. In my time as discipline enforcer, I have never had to perform such an act.
I think that's all the questions I have.
Understand that I enjoy being a professor, but I do not enjoy being a discipline enforcer. I would like to get to know you as my student, not as a problem. Those of you paying attention notice that his eyes land on Nim when he says problem. Yeah.
Are we all in this class, or is this specific?
You are all in this class.
Okay.
So meanwhile, like, Giuseppe's bouncing in a corner, right? And then, like, not understanding any of the, like, not so subtle threats. Being like, yeah, of course I never get in trouble. And then Nim is over here, like, sweating.
Actually give him a bit of a glare if he's looking directly at him and saying problem.
Yeah.
Because he already has a headache. He's not in a good mood.
Yeah, that's fair. Your headache is getting better, but
That's good.
Yeah.
Who would? I mean, he's just gonna fucking say this aloud, like kind of whispering to whoever's around. It's like, I don't know. They seem like trivial, like punishment. Like it's not very impressive. I've seen worse.
I'm gonna roll a perception to see if he catches that. Roll a stealth for me.
Are you being sneaky?
Are you trying to be sneaky with this?
Yeah, because he's like talking to like those around him, so it'd be the group.
Yeah, about how like lame ass punishments.
Oh my god!
A 20? Yeah, he rolled a 10, so even with modifiers, he's not gonna beat your 20.
Yeah, damn, it's a shame.
He looks out over the class. I look forward to a long and fruitful academic career for each and every one of you. Now, if there are no further questions, I believe I can give you back these 3 minutes before your next class.
Hooray.
He says this like that's like a whole bunch of time that he's giving you guys. Like the teacher, like, I'm letting you out early, don't waste it. Yeah. But it's like not that early.
He's gonna raise his hand.
Apparently we have another question. Hold on, everyone. Everyone like sits back down, and you hear a few people be like, come on.
Oh no, anyone can leave. This is just between you and me. I have a personal question, unless anyone wants to listen.
He looks around at everyone, and then he like gives a like curt nod of like, okay, you can leave. Quintilius lets out the most dramatic sigh and just like makes the most dramatic exit from the class, obviously not caring at all what you have to say. Aurora, though, will linger in the back. Like, she's gotten up, but she's gonna, like, lean against the doorway, and, like, tune her hurdy-gurdy. But, obviously she's listening. Yeah, don't forget, guys, she's an awesome rock and roller who plays a hurdy-gurdy.
Yeah.
Hurdy-gurdy.
Yeah. What do you ask?
So yes, what is the legality of like perchance an alchemy jug on campus? And if it is possible, how does one procure one?
Oh, I could have made you that. You should have asked.
Nils looks at both of you as back and forth and raises an eyebrow. And then he looks back. Alchemy jug. This is the kind that can produce alcohol, correct?
Yes, of
Or
course,
is this
but like other
purely the
substances as well.
mayonnaise?
I think they do
It
both,
produces many
actually.
things. It does multiple things.
Well, of
I
course.
think
Are
you
there
could
like
make piss as
specific
well.
ones that exist?
Again, I suppose the legality deals with, and again, this is less legality and more student restrictions. But,
Recklessness.
for example, he gestures at Giuseppe. For this one to possess one alchemy jug that produces alcohol would be against the rules. But I assume you are of legal age, therefore, for you to possess an alchemy jug that produces alcohol is simply questionable, but not actually a problem, unless it begins to impede on your studies. We do have specific regulations that we can impose on students who prove to be a hazard to themselves due to certain activities, but that tends to only be the case should it become a public issue, if you understand my meaning.
Don't be a public drunk.
Most magic items or slightly restricted items are allowed given that we understand that you possess them.
Excuse me. How can I tell if something is slightly restricted?
It's fun.
Nils chuckles a little bit at that, but then like catches himself and then like recenters no, this is bad, because like he could tell you were joking, but then he realizes Giuseppe exists. I encourage you to use your judgment. If it is something that could harm you or someone else, it is probably restricted, such as the new Goldheart firearms. These are restricted items, but at the same time, there are certain individuals, specifically in Lorehold, who are inventors and create items that are similar. Again, understanding who possesses it and why is the key. Should you be walking around with a battle axe, my young friend, I might be alarmed. But at the same time, if, let's say, you were a 250-pound Goliath, and you were studying mainly the physical side of magic, that would not be a problem. Regulation is different than outlawed. Outlawed is something that is overtly illegal for everyone, such as various tools used in soul-based necromancy. Roll a perception check, guys.
All of us?
Yeah, all of you.
16.
6.
As soon as a 7, okay. A 14. So, everyone but Syntax rolled? Never mind. And
I rolled a
Nim.
10. Sorry.
Okay, everyone who rolled a 10 or higher. Emily, you rolled it twice, but both times were higher than a 10, so that's good. Let me click off of this so chat can see all the rolls on the side here. And Dylan, perfect, a 10. So everyone except Deja except Kay and Evelina, notice that when he says soul-based necromancy, his eyes flit to Nim. Like, he's not trying to look at Nim, but it's still this kind of subconscious, like, I'm being careful of this one. Like, saying soul-based necromancy reminds him of Nim, so he, like, glances at him with this, like, I'm talking about you kind of look, but hoping that no one else catches that. He's not trying to put you on the spot, obviously, but he's also trying to, like, remind you that, like, I know who you are. You know?
It doesn't matter. Nim's gonna stand up and leave the room.
Okay. Nils, it's a little hard to tell how he takes that, but he kind of uses that as impetus to be like, yes, very well, you all better get off to your next classes.
One question real quick. What is legal age for drinking?
Legal age for drinking is age of adulthood, 16 for most.
Oh, perfect. And with that, Imogen will just get up and start walking after Nim.
Again, outside of the game, I'm not saying that I think 16-year-olds should be classified as both adults or be allowed to drink, but we are in a fantasy setting, and we're playing off of the idea of the kind of 16 is apprenticeship age. So again, take that with a grain of salt. This is a fantasy setting. That is not my personal beliefs in the matter. Next class, you guys like get up to leave and then realize that the next class is actually in this same room. So you guys like come back in. Nils smirks and looks at you all because you think that might have been like part of his plan. Like that's his kind of like he was joking. Like that he thinks he's really funny by being like, you guys can go to your next class. And then, like a little bit of that dad humor. What?
Without trying to seem too disappointed, Syntax is like, are you teaching this class as well?
Nils shakes his head. No. My colleague, Verelda.
Ooh.
You'll like her. She is a very nice young woman. He grabs his scrolls and, like, with a gesture, like golden light, like picks up his briefcase and carries it out of the room ahead of him. And then he, like, stalks off after it. Farewell.
Bye.
Focus on your studies. I will see you all next week. And he leaves. And then as he's stepping out of the room, this woman who's maybe 5 feet tall, kind of like squeezes by and she's like, oh, sorry, excuse me, pardon me. Okay, very, very good. She's holding like a massive acorn that you watch her unscrew the top like it's a canteen and like take a drink out of it and then screw back on the acorn cap. As this
oh my God,
dryad, she's a dryad, comes into the room. She is definitely bouncing her way along. It gives you a little bit of Giuseppe vibes, as it's like it's kind of a bounce, kind of a frolic, kind of a skip. Like it looks weird because it's not in the middle of a big meadow, but it's the same vibe, right, as that like dryad dancing in the meadow kind of vibes. But she like frolics on up to the front, puts down the acorn and as she sets it on the desk, you see little roots come out of it to like form a base so that it can sit upright and doesn't like plop over. And she clasps her hands and looks out at all of you, and you just see like this like smile on her face that's almost the like I'm looking at really cute puppies and want to cry smile. And she just looks at you all. She's like, aren't you all just so delightful? Oh,
We haven't done anything yet.
No, but you're here to learn. Expanding the mind. It's... Oh, I get teary-eyed every time thinking about it. My name is Verelda Lang. Meanwhile, other NPCs who have come back into the class. Quintelius, who stormed out only to grudgingly stalk back in about halfway through your
Syntax.
conversation.
He's gonna sit right next to them.
This guy, who you guys haven't seen before, or I believe our people who went to Quandrix have seen him before, but they haven't talked to him. And then someone who sits in the front row, hold on a second. Where is everyone sitting? Like, are you guys in the front row? Or are you guys like middle? What's going on?
Definitely in the front.
Imagine, where's
way in
Imagine?
the back.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Imogene's like the kid that sits in the back.
Okay, cool. Perfect. Ultimately, I'm sorry, guys. I only wanted to know where Imogene was sitting for very specific reasons. Because
Oh my god.
she sits in the same like row, but in the front row in front of Imogene. And like makes it a point to sit like if you're gonna look at Imogene, your eyes land on her first.
Bitch.
There's also like a small gaggle of people around her. Like she
her.
already has a kind of posse. And while she doesn't look at Imogene at all, a few of them shoot Imogene dirty looks as they all go and like congregate in this one spot and take up like two sort of rows of areas.
What the fuck?
Imogen does not notice them. Because he's just not paying attention.
I love that. And then
he's focused. He's fixated on the acorn. He's like, so that's like a canteen. It'd be really good to put like different types of drinks in there. He's like, yeah, that's what he's fixated on.
I love it.
So they're looking at him. He's looking at this fucking
Acorn flask.
And then
we're all looking at the acorn.
A towering figure comes in and sits in the very, very back. And when I mean towering, is I really do mean they're like a tree looming over all of you.
Oh my god!
And they're a tree.
And they sit in the back.
They're
row.
hot.
They sit in the back row, and again, as they sit, you're convinced they kind of took root a little bit. They appear to be a treant of some kind.
Trent.
A Trent. But yeah. At this, Verelda looks over everyone and is like, "Oh, it looks like the whole class is here. We can begin. My name is Verelda Lang. I'm a Witherbloom teacher, but also adjunct at Quandrix because I focus mainly on life. It looked like you wanted to say something, young individual. I don't know your name yet, but I almost said Syntax.
It's fine. That's my name. I'm wearing... I don't know. I guess it's on my binder. Whatever. I was just excited because I'm going to maybe be looking into both of those. Continue. Sorry, I didn't mean to make a thing.
She chuckles, like that was super cute. And and then she looks out at the whole class. So, I'm a relatively new faculty member here, but that doesn't mean I don't know what I'm talking about. But still, it's great to see so many young faces, so excited to learn. I'm an arcanobiologist, which means I focus mainly on studying the life that already exists around us. Quandrix can use some of that knowledge in understanding how it exists, but also Witherbloom uses some of that knowledge in understanding how to use what exists. So tell me, by show of hands, how many of you are interested in nature?
Nim's hand shoots up.
Yeah.
Okay, a good number of you. And don't think that that's a bad thing if you're not interested in nature. It's what's around us. And even if you don't like it, it's important to know about it. Because, well, it's what's all around us. She chuckles like that's a really funny, like, revelation. As a mage student, you're going to come across creatures and beings that the common non-magical population of the world don't interact with much. The reason why this is a mandated class is because we want you to be safe. If you're in Lorehold and you stumble through some ruins and you come across a mimic, you need to understand what a mimic is, how to fight it, its main, as they say, MO, as well as their, oh, thank you for raiding, Math Demigod. I don't know why I said that in the voice, but thanks for raiding, guys.
Hello! More students. I've entered the
yeah, more students. So, I'm here to teach you how...
We already know how to fight mimics. We had to kill one.
Oh, yes, I heard about the orientation day fiasco. That sounded quite stressful. Are you the bunch of students that fought off one of them? I know not a lot of students managed to fight them off, especially first years. But I take it you're that group, huh? Quintilius will poof out his chest and say, "Of course we are."
Imogen from the back, you're at your stomach the first day.
He puts a hand on his chest. It's like, I'm a casualty of the fight. That I fought, obviously.
Casualty of bad gas.
How do you think I injured myself? She like claps happily. She's like, "Oh, so brave, all of you." Well, a mimic is a good example. Another one, say, while they aren't always aggressive, but they can be, a kobold can sometimes get in the way during an excavation, or even worse, a wormling dragon could get in the way. How do you deal with that? What do you do? You need to know what animals you can negotiate with, what creatures you can't. I'm sorry, to call a dragon an animal is insulting. I meant to say creature. That's just our collective term for anything. But again, I'm here to teach you the general overview of some of these creatures that you might come across. It's to keep you safe and to show you that the world is a fascinating place. So, can anyone name, let's see, this is a fun little icebreaker game, okay? We love our icebreakers. Come on, everyone, stand up. She makes everyone stand.
Stands.
Okay, so we're going to go around the room. Everyone stand in a circle. So she makes everyone like stand in a circle. Half the people are complaining. Others, like the woman.
Trent out of character is cringing so fucking hard.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, she at least one teacher had to play icebreakers.
Yeah, I know.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna introduce ourselves, say our name, our preferred pronoun, and then a magical creature you'd like to know more about. So I'll go first, okay? I am Verelda Lang. I go by she, them pronouns, and I want to know more about red caps. Now, who would like to go next? How about we go with you, my happy young friend, she says, pointing at Giuseppe.
Aw.
I'm Giuseppe. I go by he, him pronouns, and I would like to know more about why those frogs were so big and why they had to die.
She looks at you very confused because obviously the frog fiasco is not like widely known knowledge.
Yeah.
But she's like, oh, Okay, we will definitely discuss giant toads. And what
As
about...
Giuseppe says it, Imogen just like looks at his hands.
For those of you just joining us, they fought some giant frogs last session, and Giuseppe is upset they had to die. But she looks over to Rubina, who seems very interested in going next. So I'm trying to think what she's gonna say and how insulting it's gonna be. She God, she's gonna be the worst. She looks at the professor. My name is Rubina Larkingdale. I go by she/her pronouns, and I would like to know more about the lesser dragon folk, the ones that aren't proper dragons but have draconic blood. You know, things like wyverns, drakes. I suppose dragonborn fall into that category too, but I suppose we want to know more about the creatures than the people, yes? If...
Oh, Imogen is the Dragonborn. They're in class with you. I think they were talking about you.
Oh, were they? That's
You're just gonna
sweet
look like
of them. And then Verelda will like pick up on this as well. Verelda has not registered any of this as possibly mean. She's like, "Oh, perfect transition, Imogen. Why don't you go next? That's your name, yes?"
God.
Yes, I'm Imogen. Specifically, if we're talking about the Dragonborns, I'm a gem Dragonborn, if you'd like to know, Rubina. And let's see, what was it? We saying something we don't like? I
No.
Is he
Something
gonna
you
keep
want
going?
something you want to learn more about. And
It's
for
just saying
those
that
of
he's
you
still
joining
going.
us, this is Imogen's artwork.
He's continuing with, I don't particularly like sand. More so on the fact it reminds me of ashes, and the creature I'd like to learn more
That's
about
great. But what about the creature, my good dragon?
Tiamat.
That's a god. That's a god. But
Gods aren't creatures?
I mean, I suppose we can discuss Tiamat. It ties into dragons and some of the origin of dragons. So we will actually discuss Tiamat. So, yes. Yes, we will. You literally, I'm gonna give you inspiration for that because you chose the best, most terrifying comeback for Rubina. Because
Hell
she's
yeah.
like, I want to learn about lesser dragons. You're like, I want to learn about the dragon god of vengeance.
Kills.
Yes.
So you literally essentially are like, I won't forget this. Like, that's effectively what you just told her. So fucking roll intimidation. I want to know
I
just
hope
how
I
much
rolled
you
this
fucked
well.
her over.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
A 7, okay. Like, you could, someone could play that off like you weren't trying to scare people. Yeah, we're good. After you, she'll look over at Syntax. Care to go next?
Oh, sure. My name is Syntax. My pronouns are he, they, and, well, I didn't know how I would have answered a question like this before, but as of yesterday, I want to know more about creatures that maybe make deals with people.
Sorry. Emerson loves...
like, bitch, what the fuck? Okay, Syntax, in your head, you're gonna hear Nim go, why would you do this?
Because I'm curious. They'll just say that out loud.
A curiosity is a great thing to have. Who wants to go next? Why not you? my name is Quintelius Antiphion Melithor III, and I want to know more about elementals, like our art elementals that are the mascots of my college, Prismari. You hear someone in the back, "You're not in the college yet, you're just a first year." Shut up,
That's
Mar.
right.
Go here.
Shut up, Mark.
Yeah.
Don't talk to Mark like that. How dare?
And then she like claps because this is so exciting for Verelda. I see that you're interested in Quandrix. I mean, I'm so sorry. I mean, Prismari. He puts a hand on his chest like that was super insulting. It's good to know that that people already have a strong inclination of where they're going to go. But I encourage you to explore as much as you can. She then points at, Quintelius gives like the deepest bow to Evelina to have Evelina go next.
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
What an asshole.
No, he likes Evelina. They've bonded.
I know, but it's sad.
I mean, I don't think Evelina really likes him, but like... and, yeah.
Hi, my name is Evelina, but you can call me Evie. I go by she, her pronouns, and creature I want to know a little bit more is Flumps.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Earthana
Flumps.
just kind of like looks down.
Her wild magic summoned Flumps last session.
Just looking at creatures like I saw Flumps like, oh no, but also she would.
She then looks. Would she pick up on? You know what? Yeah, because of course this is teachers always seem to pick up on like the worst time to call on someone. What about you? She says, gesturing at Kaerthana.
Kaerthana doesn't like flumps.
My name is Kaerthana Helesdo. I use she, her pronouns. I'd like to know more about some of the creatures that are able to give blessings that live in the realm of the Fae.
Ooh, we'll learn a bit about Fae for sure. Blessings are always very interesting, and with Fae, they sometimes people mistake a Fae blessing for a curse, or vice versa.
I understand that very well.
If there's any subtext to get from that statement, obviously Verelda did not. As she just moves on to the next person. I'm Caldorus Damalawar. I like forgot every possible creature just now.
I love him.
I mean, you know how it is. Like, oh, pronouns, thanks. He, they, all the way. But, I like treants. Those are cool. You can tell he
across the circle.
Yeah, he 100% only said treants because he was looking at the treant.
Oh my god.
Fuck.
And the treant just like blinks slowly at him.
This fucking class.
The treant will go next. My name is Melithorn. I go by they, them, and I would like to know more about earth elementals specifically. But I suppose someone already said elementals. So maybe I will go with Zorn. The earth elemental things that like to eat precious gems and metals. You can see Verelda's like ever so slightly impatient as he's talking. But she's like, oh, those are great. I love Zorns. They're so talkative. Who hasn't gone? I believe I haven't heard from you. She points at Ryza.
Hi, my name's Ryza. You can call me Rye. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm a little confused. There were giant toads? That happened.
Yeah, you missed that.
No one's seen Rye the whole weekend.
There were a few. None of them survived.
None of them
died.
survived. What?
Yeah,
That's
they're
not
all
important.
dead. We'll catch you up.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know of any giant toads either. But
Well, toads are no
they're
longer
not.
around.
I have the heart of one. I can show it to you.
Ryza, she like puts up her
Heart.
hand. She's like, this is a very interesting conversation, but let's make sure our dear friend Ryza here gets a full opportunity to tell us her favorite, or the creature she wants to learn more about.
That's what I want to learn more about.
Oh, giant
Where are these
frogs.
giant toads?
Okay.
May they rest in peace.
Oh my god.
Well,
It's fucking
okay.
Giuseppe. May they rest in peace.
She keeps like trying to keep the class under control, so like she's moving it quickly now to like the few people who haven't spoken yet.
Fuck.
And then eventually you guys all have gone, and she like ushers you
Did Nim
all.
go?
No, Nim did not.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
You did the whisper talk in the mind, and my brain was like, oh, they've spoken. So she pulls it back into focus by like directing it to other people, and then eventually she directs it your way.
Okay. Hi,
Sorry.
I'm Nim. I don't know
Oh,
the
wrong art.
pronoun is.
Nothing.
That's okay.
Keep going.
You can
Keep
show
going.
either art.
Keep going.
He just goes, I don't know what a pronoun is, but you can just call me Nim. And I want to learn more about demigoths.
Hold on a second. There's just a hair longer pause after that statement than like any of the other ones. Just a hair. But then she like gives a big smile and she's like, oh, now those are a very important topic we will touch on. I promise you. Definitely something you should be careful of.
What's that?
She like makes it you notice she's not quite looking at you, especially after she said something to be careful of. Like, she realizes like that might have not been the right thing to say there.
This was just back-to-back fuck with Nim class.
Jesus Christ.
And then she quickly segues out of this activity and has everyone sit back down and then goes to the board. So the first thing we're going to be talking about, we are going to start with, I know some of you must be very excited. She puts out her hands and then vines grow into a word that reads elementals. And then there's like little flowers that like bloom and then like pop like little confetti things. She's like, sorry, I couldn't help myself. I had to do I've been hanging around Zaphi too much, I think. But Yes, we're going to start with elementals. So we're going to have 2 weeks on elementals, and then we're going to have an exam, and then we'll move on to the next topic. So let's dive right in, shall we? And she starts lecturing on elementals. Sorry, I'm yawning and I don't know why. But yeah. The class goes pretty smoothly, and I don't know why there's like church music now. But
While we're in class,
She's a goddess.
Syntax wants to do something.
Yeah, Syntax, what are you doing while you're in class?
I just like slightly lean over to Quintilius and just go, "Hey, so are you gonna tell on me or not?"
For what? Butchering frogs?
No.
Then I don't know what you could be talking about.
Okay.
He makes it a point to like keep looking down at his notes that he's taking.
Syntax is just like copying their notes. He's not even paying attention. Okay, I guess if we want to pretend, that's fine. And they won't say anything for the rest of class.
God.
At the end of class, you'll just hear the slightest under breath statement from Quintilius when everyone's kind of leaving. You'll just hear the slightest, "Thank you for returning it." And then that's it.
As they say that, Syntax will get up at class end, do like one very quick shoulder pat, and then walk off.
Aww.
Aww. So,
I know.
enemies to lovers, guys. It's fucking
Literally.
going.
We don't know. We don't
We
know.
love to see it.
Until Quintilius is some other fucking stupid thing again. We'll see.
Oh, he will.
Is
exactly.
Rubina gone already?
No. She's definitely staying after to ask
Boy.
questions of the professor.
Yes.
Okay. Because Imogene's gonna want to try and talk to her.
Fuck yours.
Okay. Are you... Okay. Yeah, you can. Her posse is staying with her.
Or
she's
staying
asking
with
questions.
Imogen.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. Does Imogene's
behind.
posse stay as well?
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, Nim is right next to Imogen.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Karathana has been glaring at Rubina the last half of the class.
Same.
Eventually class is over. Verelda goes on her way to wherever she's teaching next, and then Rubina gets up to leave as well, and everyone kind of her sheeple follow her. As she steps out, she feigns surprise at seeing you, Imogen. Oh,
Hey.
you're Imagine, right?
Sure, whatever you want to say.
I'm sorry.
Have I done
Did I
something to
say
offend
that
you, Rubina?
wrong? No. Why? What would give you that idea?
Your improper mannerisms is what gives me that idea. You act like a child who didn't get what they wanted.
Excuse you. I think you're projecting something here.
No,
I'm
I'm very happy with my life.
What's bothering you? You can tell me. She puts a
No,
hand
that's why
on
I'm
her
asking
shoulder.
you. What's bothering you?
I'm totally
You
fine.
take kicks
She
out
turns
of
to like.
jabbing people,
What are you talking about?
belittling others. Like I wouldn't catch that remark about lesser dragons.
That. Oh, did you think that was about you? No,
Well, you quite
honey.
literally labeled dragonborns.
Well, that's because that's what they are. It's the actual academic term. There's greater dragons, which are the ones with 4 legs and 2 wings. There's
We
worms,
know what
which
dragons
is
are.
2 wings, 2 legs. The ones that have the anatomy of the dragon are the Greater Dragon, and the others are called Lesser Dragon, because they carry draconic blood, but they stem from the first dragons, which are those. I'm sorry, did you think I was saying it to be rude? No. It's just the term, silly. I'm sorry if that put us on the wrong foot. Here, let me make it up to you. You're in, you were in that class with the dean, right?
I do not require pity from you. I just want to set the record straight.
Pity?
Do you have a problem with me?
No, why would I have a problem with you? It seems, I don't know, you came here with all your friends and cornered me while I was leaving the classroom.
No.
It seems to me like you're the one with a problem with me, and this is the first time we're talking. I don't know what I did, but I'm really, truly sorry. Can you ever forgive me for whatever I must have done?
We're just gonna look straight or like dead in the eyes. Well, so long as you feign ignorance, there's no reason for you to apologize if you truly believe you did nothing wrong, correct? So, have a good day. Enjoy your bubble.
Goodbye, Imagine. She walks off. You can tell that like her and her friends are saying something. A few of them snicker as they head off down the class hallway.
Is she still within 30 feet?
Yes, she is.
She's gonna tap into her head. I know you like to put on airs. And just to say, you are not a problem to me. You're very insignificant in the grand scale.
You just get one thing back. We'll see.
Damn.
E-Machine, next time you have your debate class, I want to come. And I want to watch you beat that girl to the ground. With your words, of course.
Yes, that would require me to first know magic in order to do that. But I could figure something out.
Oh, hold on. I'm rolling a die to see if matters are going to get worse for you. They are!
What?
Really? This would have been said after if anyone... You know what?
No. You're good. It's not because of anything you said. It's just timing.
Okay.
It's Monday. Your classes are over, and coming up to you, making it a point to sidestep the group that is leaving. Imagine, it's time to train.
Oh. See you all later.
Sure enough, Rubina and her entire group are watching this. Killian leads you away, walking straight through the Rubina group because it's just the shortest route. Yeah. He doesn't know what's going on. And if that group was trying to hide disdain before, it's just so apparent now. And with that, we, to be honest, normally we end at about 11, but Emily has to get going, and this is a decent enough little button that I think it might be a good ending spot. I was going to say we can take our break, but then we'd be taking a break and coming back for about 30 minutes. If the players would like to do that, I'm more than willing. But I know that at this point in time, Emily's going to be leaving us. But what does, because apparently pluralizing is difficult. Yeah, what do people want to do? We can take a brief little break, get back, and then play for another half hour or so, or we can just wrap it here for this session. What are you wanting?
I'm always down to go.
Same.
Easy.
Cool. If that's the case, I say we will take a brief break and we will be right back at 10:30, okay? We will see you all shortly. So yeah.
And also, Emerson, please don't feel like you need to end things early for me. This is also the last week that I have to work early, and so then I'll be able to stay.
You're good. It was a button, and I'm taking a break now anyway, so it's more of just a check-in to make sure. I personally want to keep playing, but I also don't want to trap my players into the evening if, they have more stuff to do. So I will, we are going to go to a little be right back screen, and then we will be back at 10:30. So yeah.
Goodbye.
How dare you insult my friend? Have a bad day today. Mm. Yeah, I think I heard her meowing at some point. She wants to be the co-DM.
Damn, I can't believe Rubina is racist. No, you're fine. It's a very easy default, and it's very hard to not sound racist when trying to insult creatures. Because it's easier to not be racist against other humans. But when you're literally talking to a fucking dragon or a tree person, it's hard not to accidentally say something racist. Yeah. Mm-hmm. As soon as I got into that conversation, I'm like, there is no winning, but I'm gonna do my best. No, you're playing a bitch very well. So fucking funny though, the timing of Killian. Like, this just got worse for you. I'm like, how? Like, Killian comes in. That doesn't make it worse for me. That makes it better.
You have a Bane with Rubina now, probably.
I mean, I already had a Bane with her.
If you didn't already.
Like, I'm literally starting beef with her now. I'm like, fuck this bitch.
Jesus.
So,
I did not have
we were
enough
not
water.
silenced. The audio is still on stream.
Like 18 viewers at one point. Did y'all see that?
Yeah.
See who's still here, because there's 7.
Like 7.
We're
But
doing the
still.
God.
I was
The
like,
audio's
goddamn.
still on. Alexa just told me the audio is still on.
Oh no!
It's off?
It's on right now.
Oh my
Everything we've been
God.
saying.
No!
That's really funny.
Oh my god, no.
Well,
God.
oh.
We've been
Can't wait.
talking mad shit. Oh my god.
Can't wait to tell Emerson that.
I'm like, hey, make sure you edit the video or something.
I don't know if they can.
Not on Twitch, but if he's posting to YouTube, he can just cut the audio out.
That's true.
Yeah, yeah, this is a glimpse into our off-screen talks.
It's exclusive
God.
content.
Yeah, because Alexa's like, I agree. I think Killian being there makes things better. I was just like,
I just saw that.
God. Oh my god.
Oh boy. So I guess since we're not muted, how you doing, chat?
That means they probably heard about the whole prestidigitation thing.
Yo, wait a minute. Oh, well. Yeah. Is it canon now?
Did you hear about the prestidigitation thing? Is what I want to know, Alexa. No, you're fine. It's better you spam it than I spam it. Vox Machina, but high school. It's fucking funny.
Alexa, don't apologize. You're the only one in our chat, except for us.
Holy shit. Oh my god, she's right.
Ah.
God, it's so fucking funny.
Should I reiterate what it was? Or
Didn't hear about the cat wanting to co-DM. Oh my god.
What is this episode called? Smells like
You heard
teen
a
drama.
lot. Yeah. She heard a
Because
lot.
that definitely fits. There's so much teen drama going on right now.
Oh my god. I didn't tell you to spell the word. I just said, did you hear it? You could have just said, no, I did not hear it. That's on you. God.
So we're not muted right now, yes?
No. No, you're not muted.
That's amazing. Hello.
Yeah, so my friend in chat has heard a lot.
What did you talk about?
We talked about a lot.
Race wars.
Yeah.
Amazing. We're just all. This is my favorite part. The second half, and we're all
Emerson, we're not muted.
Stream is not muted.
His face.
I think when you probably moved Lilith is when you tripped it.
Hey, sorry about that. So my cat, I think my cat managed to hit the unmute. Yeah, so there's that.
Like
Or
depressive, hey.
or we were unmuted the whole time. So we'll find out, right? Yeah, but sorry. I'm adjusting a camera real quick because I couldn't see the borders for stuff. Here. Sorry, it's gonna transition again, but there we are. I'm so sorry. Well, now that is embarrassing.
I think it's fucking hilarious.
How long did I...
We should just always be unmuted.
I was gonna say, like, maybe we should do that shit where we can just talk mad shit, and if anyone wants to interact, they can.
That's true. I'll just reply
Keep
back.
going. I want to hear the slander, Jerry. You fucking... Oh, no, that's old. Sorry.
Yeah, it's older.
Yeah, so if it was unmuted the whole time, that's me missing the button, apparently. But,
because they didn't hear about the prestidigitation, so it had to been right after that.
Oh, okay, they didn't hear about you shitting her pants.
Well, now they did.
Yeah. Here's the thing: prestidigitation.
Is that you can shit someone's ass.
Yeah, because you can clean or sully a square foot of material. so you technically can shit someone else's pants. Which I think should deal psychic damage personally. But yeah,
Emerson?
no. Yeah?
I think my camera got booted.
Oh shoot, it did. I'm so sorry. It did. Oh, I'm a monster.
We don't need you. Get
I
out.
guess not. Damn.
Oh shoot, you're right. I was like, this. All
Never
of the cameras
bullied
line
enough.
up. No, they don't. Fuck. That seems mean. So we can just transition to the one that has none of us on camera.
What?
Let me try to
I like
fix.
how we learned a lot about Emerson. If one person's fucking no one gets any. We don't...
No, I'm fixing it. I just can't fix it. I'm trying to fix it. I just didn't want everyone to see me dragging stuff around on screen. Duplicate. So, where the fuck? I duplicated it. It's not showing up. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There. Okay.
Cheer. Be aggressive. Be aggressive.
God, this is a nightmare.
Would you like us to RP while you fix?
Sure. Yeah, so class just ended. No, I'm fixing it. No, don't feel bad. You deserve to be seen.
No, you don't.
True. How dare you?
Ouch.
Jesus.
Jesus. Okay. Let me adjust this stuff. Keep talking. Do your thing.
That was fun.
Yeah, where are we all supposed to be right
wherever.
now? Is this directly after class?
For the sake of Jerry still being able to be there, how about this is the end of the day, you guys went to work, you did all your stuff, you're back in the common room. Does that work?
Yep, perfect.
Back in the tweet shed.
Yeah, and I'm just getting...
So, Eugene, who was that horrible person?
It's a classmate who is obviously a very jealous type.
Yeah, I thought
She's obviously intimidated by you. Like a lot.
As you can tell, she's very much like the popular type, so when she gets overshadowed, it's not the best.
She wishes.
It happened to go on my favor day one of class when I impressed the dean.
Mm-hmm.
And am now doing private study sessions with his son.
You should watch out. She's probably now really mad and scheming against you.
Oh no, for sure. But I mean, like, there's hardly much she can do.
I don't know.
She's to conspire in other terms, so it in turn get her in trouble. Because for quite the most part, my hands are clean in many situations here.
Yeah, here, so far. Remember we talked about, like, criminal stuff before?
Yeah.
Do you want me to make you better clothes? I can do that, by the way.
My clothes are fine.
They're fine, but they're not great.
Do you have something against my clothes?
No, I'm just asking if you like them.
Well, yes.
Okay.
They hold up well.
Never mind.
Proper ventilation. Don't have to be too attached to it to getting dirty or torn, because it already is.
Those uniforms seem stuffy anyways.
It's like, if I was to wear it, I'd have to alter it, which would then
I'm
probably
fixing
be...
mine right now. That's what I'm saying. I can do that for you.
My alterations would be more so, like, ripping sleeves off, probably.
I could do that. We could make it look intentional. I can fix any of your uniforms if you want. So however you want. I'm still working on mine. These are really boring and
I
ugly.
think I got one.
You're still working. What? We all got the uniform.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wear mine.
Where did you get all of your experience with alteration, Syntax?
I'm just somewhat good at, well, practice for one. But I'm pretty good at fixing and altering clothes. I think I'm just a talented individual. I don't know. It's almost like I picked a tool proficiency at level 1.
God damn it.
Mm-hmm.
That makes
By the way,
sense.
I made those things. Remember we talked about tattoos?
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, who wants one?
Yes.
I could do 2 people.
Okay.
I'll take one.
Well, you have to fight
You
to
go
the death
ahead, ma'am.
No, you go.
Does anyone
Don't
else
worry.
really
No,
want to see Evelina with tattoo sleeves, or is that just me?
Same.
I was thinking
He's like,
about it.
no, Evelina, you go.
I'm like, I feel like Evelina's the last one to take tattoos, and that's exactly why I need to see Evelina
All
with
right.
Give her a
tattoos.
fucking face tattoo.
If you can with all the feathers she has.
Just thinking
Well,
that.
I'm curious to see how that'll work, so we could try. Don't worry. By the way, I'm really shit at this still. It's not. We're 1 week into school. I've barely taken a few things just ahead in some of my books, so I can do 2. But if I need to make something else, then those 2 become. Think of it as my magic is connected to it, and I'm not good enough at that yet.
Will the tattoo disappear or will it stay?
Yes, the tattoo will disappear.
Okay.
If I need to make something else. So this is just we're gonna practice and see if it works.
Sure.
On a side note,
Okay.
okay, everyone's visible now. Okay, now back.
Hooray.
Thank you, school.
Whoa.
That
Thank
took
you.
longer than it should have, and it still doesn't look great, but there it is.
All right, who wants to go first and be my test dummy? If this goes wrong, it may be painful and you may have a needle stuck in your skin.
Sure.
Perfect. Okay.
Needle
Syntax will
immediately
pull up-
breaks as you try to jab it into the stone
Oh,
that is
no.
Imogen.
Oh no.
Hang on, I actually have to read how this works. Okay.
Yeah, I have no clue how this
So-
fucking works, so like, good luck, dude.
Yeah. So I have 2 infusions, and I can use both of them to use the replicate magic item that I picked, which is a masquerade tattoo.
Oh yeah, these are the
So-
one-time use spell tattoos, right?
Pretty much, yeah. I'll get to what the actual spell does after we do the fun roleplay flavoring thing.
Cool.
So Syntax pulls out these like long, thin, pearlescent kind of like needles. And it's like, okay, well, it doesn't matter where I put it on initially, so what's going to be most easy for you to have me concentrate and work on this for an hour, Imogen? Probably not your rock hard buns. Yeah, just give me your wrist.
Sure.
Okay. The rest
Oh
of you, we
shoot!
can
Oh
continue
no, I clicked
talking.
something and transferred us out of it. Okay, we're back. Sorry. I was renaming something and I accidentally clicked it and it transitioned. I'm sorry. Continue. We're back. We're back. We're good.
You're
I'm
good.
gonna not touch that anymore.
Well, I think I need to spend an hour doing this. So, what do you want designed, E-Machine?
Whatever you want to do, Syntax.
Okay, Syntax is gonna. Oh no, my mind. Syntax is just gonna. It's gonna take like 10 minutes before you realize what he's doing, but he's just. They're writing their own name, like very fancy script on your arm.
My God.
It just
Bruh.
says by the time it's done, they kind of like, okay, take a deep breath, Imogen. On 3, I'm gonna transfer the magic in. Ready?
Okay.
1, 2, and on 2 they just immediately push the needles thick into the skin. It does not hurt. In fact, there's nothing else besides the needle. So like as they're writing it, it's like it just has ink going into it somehow. But as it pushes into, let me read the item. Oh, it doesn't actually tell me what it tells me how infusions it tells me how infusions work, but it doesn't actually tell me how item work. Fuck. Fuck. It's almost like I wasn't ready for this.
What is it called? I can look it up as well.
Oh, I found it. Okay. So fuck it. I could just flavor it. It's D&D. It's whatever you want it to
Yeah.
be. But once it pushes into the skin, the words kind of ripple on your rock hard arms, and as a bonus action, you can shape that tattoo into any color or pattern and move it to any area of your skin. It still obviously looks like a tattoo, and it has to be no smaller than a copper piece, and it can be as intricate and as large as covering your whole skin. So do you try making some designs and moving it around?
Technically, this one, because you're copying common or uncommon. Like, what level magic item are you copying? Like rarity?
It says I have to look it up, but it has other things it can do.
Yes, but I mean the size of the tattoo is its rarity. So if you're copying, if you can copy up to like a rare level magic item, right? I think you can do uncommon right now, right?
Probably.
So then that's half a limb, or the scalp is about the size that this tattoo can get to.
Interesting. The one from it immediately says it can be
Yeah,
the whole body.
yeah, it says that there, but then it says tattoo coverage in a table below it on the Masquerade tattoo sheet. So it's
That'll be in,
common is one hand or
between
foot,
the-
quarter limb, uncommon is half, rare is one full limb, and then it keeps going up from there.
Okay. Try something out.
So it's like a tattoo sleeve, right? Like on your bicep or whatnot.
You say you can move it around?
Yeah, you can put it anywhere on your body. It just can't be bigger than like arm's length, I guess. And it can move
Make it
and
say
shit.
fuck. Nim says that.
I feel like Giuseppe says that, just popping in for a second and then leaving.
Oh my god.
Say fuck.
But he'd say like frick, not fuck.
Let Giuseppe say fuck.
Yeah, no, he'll do that. He'll have to say like fuck on his like right hand.
Fuck Rubina.
Okay.
Ah!
Okay. And here's the very tricky part that I'm most curious to see if it'll work. Think of a person you want to look like. And they'll take like a step back like they're expecting it to not work.
Okay.
Think of somebody. I want to see how good you can remember what they look like.
Who are you thinking of?
Imogene's just gonna look straight at Nim.
Okay.
Nim blushes.
You cast Disguise Self as an action, and you look like Nim.
Yeah.
Oh.
DC 13, right?
Yes.
For someone to
it is a
look through
DC 13 to discern through the disguise. You can't do this again until tomorrow. So after an hour or until you dispel it, you'll look like Nim, and then you can try again tomorrow.
God. Nim just pokes his own face like, is it real?
You
good, it actually worked.
would feel his skin underneath it. If you poke your face, you don't feel any horns or anything like that. Your hand passes through it, and you feel the cold gemstone of Imogene's rock-hard forehead.
Does it itch?
I don't think it itches.
Roll for
good,
rash.
good. No.
Roll for rash.
No, I'm kidding. Don't.
Okay, I can do another person if they want. I also think that this could be something we could very much use at some point. So remember that this is an option.
I love that this is just going to ruin so much. Having everyone be able to cast Disguise Self, I swear to God. Like, the DC may be low. Yeah, the DC may be low, but people still have to be skeptical to even roll that DC.
Yeah.
By the way, I don't know if this is illegal, so don't tell anyone. I assume maybe.
I would assume I'd have to work on like copying voices, considering
Probably.
there's no sound.
No, that's true. And if you're shit at it, don't worry, we'll give it to someone else.
As a reminder, disguise self is a visual only illusion, to the point of it doesn't even have tactile. So that's how like Nim was feeling Imogene through it.
Nim is also gonna cast disguise self to look like Imogene. And he's gonna be like, I can already do it, so do it to someone else.
Oh my god, the voice. Okay, Evie, your turn.
Oh, I thought Kiara said I wanted to get one.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I wasn't paying attention. Kaerth, now ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me what design you want. Because we're going to have to look at it for an hour while I do this.
How about a tree?
Tree. Okay. Syntax will start working on a tree. And for those who are paying attention in like the roots, it still says their name, like hidden in the roots. It still says Syntax. Okay, ready? Just like shoves the needle into the arm. And then the tree starts to wiggle around. You can move it, you can change what it looks like, the color, all of that.
Now the all-important question, do you also cast disguise self?
Yeah. Okay, think of somebody.
I do. Okay. Mavinda.
Okay.
Yes! So the best part is that disguise self does not adjust your height or anything like that. So it's just a very small Mavinda. Or actually, no, never mind. It does adjust height, but like anything above like your normal height, just, you know, you could look like you're reaching out, but then like the thing will be picked up like a foot lower than like where her arm is, or you know what I mean? Like it looks
someone
correct.
aimed for your head, it would just go through.
Yeah. But
it would not
because
match
it's saying, it's saying like if you add a hat to your outfit, objects will pass through it, and anyone who touches it will feel nothing. So that does imply, oh no, you can seem 1 foot shorter or taller. So you're still a little bit small for Mavinda, but like not terrible.
Okay.
And now, oh, sorry, keep going.
Go ahead and go and see if anyone thinks that you're her. Go tell somebody that they need to stop running or something.
Yeah, I was about to say, can someone just roll a d20 for me? Actually, no, not a d20, a d4.
Not me.
I'll do it. A D4?
D4 for me.
Yeah, I'll do it. A 3.
A 3. Okay, I'm a little disappointed. I wanted it to be a 4. But a 3 I can live with. Okay. Actually, this is so much better than it could have been. Someone walks out of their room wearing a velvety robe, and big like fluffy slippers, you know.
We already know who this is.
Their hair, there's a single curler in the front of their hair. Curling that one hair coiffed. Yeah. And he stops for a moment and just stares at Mavinda, really trying to figure out what is going on.
Just imagining them in the background, like touching each other's faces.
Yeah, and like he can see your guys' hands like passing through each other's faces.
Damn it.
So it's just like the most like, let's just, first off, I'm rolling to see if he breaks. He rolled an 8. So he did not look through this. Something's weird, but he doesn't fucking know what. He's just gonna be like, so, is someone in trouble? What? He's just looking at Mavinda.
Oh, not at all, Quintelius.
checking in on some of my favorite students. I see we woke you from bed. I'm so sorry about that.
Nim is gonna turn to Quintilius and be like, "Hello, Quintilius. I like your little curler and the fuzzy sleepers."
He just looks confused. You can see, like, he's like, I didn't think professors were supposed to pick favorites, but that's fine. I obviously am interrupting something here, so yeah. I forgot why I needed to come out here anyway. And
Imogen's gonna be like, oh wait, Quintilius, what fur are those slippers?
He looks down, then looks over. They're faux. They're not. It's not real fur. It's
Nim, as Imogen, looks disappointed.
It's like, oh, I thought they were gonna be actually like authentic.
This is his first impression of him.
No, they're not.
I actually do like the robe. Is it comfy?
It is actually. So I got this. What? She looks over at you and like glares, wondering if this was like a passive-aggressive way to get him to start talking. No, I
actually want one of those, maybe.
Well, I can send you the deets on it, but
send it to my sending stone.
Oh, you got one of those too.
I do. Here's my number?
We just have to think about each other, silly.
Oh. I don't do that very often, think of you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't either.
That's why we never send each other.
Yeah,
anyways,
that's exactly.
Nice girl.
Okay, I'm
Mavinda
going.
was just
Goodbye.
giving us high praise. Bye.
You can tell that he's like a little hurt that he's not getting high praise from Mavinda.
Oh my god.
I wish you the sweetest of dreams tonight, Quintilius. I will see you again soon, I hope.
I mean, most likely. Then he
Nim drops disguise self, so there's just two of him now.
He has his hand on the door, and he's opening it, and then he's like... And then he just keeps going inside and closing it.
Oh, what the fuck?
So
this
number
is so much
4
better than I thought it would be.
Number 4 was Mavinda.
Oh,
and then number 1 was Nora. And both of them I really wanted.
It would have been
and then number 2 would have been interesting because that was Rubina.
Oh,
so like
I would have been so mean to her.
Like I was kind of disappointed because I wanted to see
Mavinda mean.
But I wanted to see Nim as Imogen deal with Rubina.
Oh my god!
But yeah. So I'm a little disappointed, but ultimately all of them would have been interesting. So
yeah. Well, this was definitely worth doing.
Imogen is keeping the disguise self on
until it wears out.
Nim's still touching his own face.
Yeah, he's like looking at his hand.
Ayrthana is gonna revert back.
Oh.
Thank you, Syntax. That's really cool.
Yeah, this is really cool.
You should be able to do that every day until I decide to make something more useful. In which case you'll know because a needle will come out of your skin.
Okay.
Interesting.
Sorry, I just love the implication of you're just talking to someone and then start screaming as this needle starts stretching out of your skin and then just like...
hurt, but
no, but I mean like talk about
making this, yeah. It's fine. How was your classes? How jobs, classes, anything secret new? Nim has some stuff they might want to bring up. That's up to them.
What?
Oh
no.
My god.
I got a
That's wrong.
job. That's
We
it.
got a job.
That's really
Oh,
good. Where did you find the job at?
Magic Labs.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah, Quandrix is crazy. They've got
There's a lot of water.
Yeah.
You reminded me. Nim, I need you to roll a charisma save.
Again.
It's a different day.
Is it?
Fuck.
Shit.
Yeah, that was
I'm
on the weekend.
Actually.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. It was almost a 1.
Fuck.
It's gonna be a
Okay.
That's
19. It hasn't come through yet. An 18.
Hey.
You're fine. You have a headache. Fuck you.
One I actually wanted to fail. I want to see what happens.
I know. Well, oh. If your character can willingly fail this save,
Yes.
you know something is trying to get in. You can willingly lose this. It's just kind of you stop fighting it, you don't have a headache anymore, and whatever wants to come in, comes in.
Yeah, he's tired of having a headache.
That's a fail, Emerson.
I know that is.
Oh.
We get more.
And in what way did I take advantage of you?
Are we all still in the room? Like together?
To everyone else, Nim just collapses.
Oh! The fucking voice filter. Can you respond?
Yeah, as far as you know, you're just sort of standing. Think Stranger Things, 11 in kind of the pool of darkness.
Nice.
It's just you standing in darkness.
Nim cowers.
You'll also notice, looking at your own hands as you're cowering, they're not green. They're what they used to look like.
Oh shit. So yeah, he'll fall to his knees and just sort of like keep looking at his hands, like refusing to look at his patron.
The ground does look like it's covered in water. You can see a distorted reflection of yourself, as you might have looked had all of this not happened.
You came to me. Did you not? I told you that this would cause misery. Did I not? You were given all the information, and yet I'm the one who took advantage of you.
You're right. I'm sorry. No, I'm wrong. You're right.
I would say you took advantage of me and my generosity, no.
You're right. I did. I'm sorry.
I think you should ponder how you can make it up to me, no?
I will. I promise.
Good. Your friends are waiting. I'll be in contact.
He said your friends are waiting. I will be in contact.
Okay.
Nim, you just wake up in a cold sweat. Everyone else, Nim literally dropped and then like 1 second later was back waking up.
Yeah, I would say as soon as that happened, Imogen was reaching to like pick Nim up.
He'll take his hand and hold it for a while, just like kind of staring.
It could have just looked that like, you know, you just like fainted real quick and now you're kind of back, you know, like it could be that you have low blood sugar or that, you know, like it could have been a long day, you know. You could easily pass this off as something else, in other words.
Okay. He'll say... Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, just a quick. Are you? Oh,
Yes, just tired, I think. And Imogene, in your head, you'll hear Nim go, "He's so angry with me. He's so angry. He's so angry. He's so angry."
To respond, who is angry?
He won't say anything.
Imogen will kind of just like pull Nim into like a hug, and like hold him for a bit,
Oh.
like without saying anything.
He'll like cling to his shirt, like just shaking a little bit.
And that's our session. Woo!
I was gonna say some shit.
You can. Sorry, it was a good button,
No, it's
and there was a
fine.
pause. So I thought like we hit 11. That was, I don't know. We can keep going. I just.
No, I'll
Go,
keep it to my
Syntax,
thoughts.
go.
No, you don't get it. Session's open.
I hope the voice filter actually worked.
It was so
It did.
good.
Okay,
Rip
freaked
it.
me out.
good. Okay, we're good.
That
Half the
was
time,
so
voice
good.
mod doesn't work. So
So good.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say your patron was standing in front of you. You just didn't choose to look at them.
Yeah, no, he did not want to look.
Yeah, which also means no one else got to see what they look like.
Gotta leave some mystery to it.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, but the second you said you were taken advantage of... Oh, sorry, what?
No, nothing.
The second you said you were taken advantage of, I'm like, oh, someone's gonna be mad.
Yeah.
Yay, well...
Tim's a coward, guys.
Capital cower.
Yep.
Wee little baby.
Yeah, I mean, Nim's a little precious little bean, so, like, you know.
Yeah.
But with that, we are done for today. Our next session will be the 19th. However, I believe at least one of our players is not going to be able to meet with us on the 19th, and that will be Imogene. I'm assuming next session we are going to be exploring what this Eldritch Balm might be.
Oh yeah, that was supposed to be this session.
But now that we're
One day
kind of,
we'll-
we've officially, this was the last day of having to introduce classes and whatnot. So moving forward now, it's more of, you know, weeks go by, here's a test, bada, here's this. You tell me what you want to do, and we do it, but almost more of a weekly basis than a daily basis, right? So this coming week, which is probably what we're going to do next session, depending on what happens from there, is going to be kind of exploring that stuff, probably. Also, who knows, maybe Nim will keep chatting it up with their patron.
Man, I need to see some old classic NPCs coming back from those early sessions, Emerson. Greta.
Oh,
Lavinda.
Greta, yeah, definitely.
Why?
Why? Because
I agree.
we need more
Why?
than one possible antagonistic NPC, guys.
Look, everyone will get an antagonistic NPC. You heard it here first.
Guys, we have 4 years here.
Oh.
No.
Oh
All
boy.
at
Plenty of
once.
time.
What makes you think your guys' antagonists won't be professors? Nim.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, oh, fuck. I already have
I've
a
my
name for
antagonist.
the professor.
Your antagonist
The
is, yeah.
Punisher.
What's funny is that the one that was supposed to be my antagonist, I made into a friend.
I
The one I
was
tried
so-
to make into a friend became my antagonist.
No, I wanted Grayson to be your big villain, and I was
You
gonna
still
have.
can.
I mean,
No,
yeah.
Rubina
Grayson is
Mina
too much of a
is
bitch to be a
terrible.
villain.
What?
Ruberita.
Rubina?
Rubina the Mina is just the worst. I'm
No,
calling her that
she's-
now in character.
she's
Holy
terrible.
shit.
Ruberita to her face.
I was so mad. I've never been more mad at an NPC than her fucking pity
Gaslighting,
bullshit.
girl bossing, gatekeeping.
Fucking hell.
Thank you.
I was like, Imogene's got this. I'm not saying anything, but I was so.
Like Nim wanted to, but he was like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. We all wanted to, but we were all like,
You handled it very well too. Okay, we done.
Yeah, I will log us out, but I will see everyone again next Tuesday.
And who is this? Who hung out with us the whole time? This is Jerry's friend?
Fandamite?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a friend between Melody and I.
Nice.
Okay.
I hear
out.
we were joking a few streams back, but not really joking, about if people have an idea for like an NPC or a Strixona, which I hate that word actually kind of works.
I love it.
Feel free to reach out. I'm going to properly put our hi Alexa, so I don't have to just call you Fandamite. But I was going to eventually, once I actually, because I'm not on top of anything. We do have a Discord, which is what we run our game out of, and we have channels in there so that viewers and friends can participate. We have, a memes channel. We have a general chat. We have all that stuff. So once I kind of make sure that the Discord's all set up for all of that, I'm going to post the link and all that stuff on our Twitch so that we can kind of have a community going. Even if it's a small one, it'll be fun. But along those lines, if you guys have any ideas for any Strixonas, any cool characters that fit within the world that you are really digging and you want them in the story, go for it. And I'll totally plop them in as an NPC. Yeah, just there's lots of fun stuff that also goes with just players as well. If there's world building ideas you want to play around with. If we haven't discussed it on stream, then it's probably still can be changed. So yeah, we are going to hop off, but yeah, okay, cool. I'm excited. I'm excited to meet your Strixona, Alexa. And I said your name really weirdly just then. But Alexa. But yeah, cool. Until next time. Farewell, my friends, and I will actually mute it this time.
Yeah.
Oh my god! All right, which controversial topic can we talk about now?